He told his mistress the beach house was theirs now, gave her the keys, the alarm code, even showed her where his wife kept her jewelry. He said his wife was in London closing a deal, that she would be gone for a week, that they could finally live the life they deserved. What he did not know was that the beach house was not in his name. It never had been. It was owned by a company his wife created years ago, a company he knew nothing about. And what he really did not know was that his wife was not in London. She was 15 minutes away in a hotel room, watching every move he made on 16 different security cameras. He thought he was celebrating his freedom. He was actually documenting his own destruction. This is the story of a man who underestimated the woman who built everything he thought was his, and by the time he realized his mistake, she had already taken it all back. If you enjoy stories where arrogance meets consequence, hit that like button and subscribe. This ending will shock you. Drop a comment telling us where you are watching from. The Malibu house sat on 3 acres of prime oceanfront property, a modernist masterpiece of glass and white concrete that seemed to float above the Pacific. To anyone driving down the Pacific Coast Highway, it looked like the ultimate California dream. Private beach access, infinity pool, floor-to-ceiling windows that framed the sunset like a living painting. To the world, this was the home of Nathan and Sophia Reeves. Nathan, the charming 42-year-old former professional surfer turned lifestyle brand ambassador. Sophia, the 39-year-old founder and CEO of Meridian Capital, a private equity firm that had just closed a $2 billion fund. But the house was not theirs. It was hers. And Nathan was about to learn that distinction the hard way. Sophia sat in a suite at the Shutters on the beach hotel in Santa Monica, 15 minutes from her Malibu home. Her laptop was open in front of her, connected to a private server that fed directly into the security system Nathan had never bothered to learn how to use. 16 camera angles, every room, every hallway, high definition, audio included. She had installed the system 3 years ago when she first bought the property. Nathan had complained it was overkill. "Who is going to break into a house in Malibu?" he had said, laughing. "Surfers." She had smiled and said it was for insurance purposes. He had shrugged and gone back to his phone. Nathan had always been allergic to details. Paperwork bored him. Contracts put him to sleep. He had spent their entire 10-year marriage letting Sophia handle the business stuff while he focused on what he called living life. Living life meant surf trips to Indonesia, brand partnerships with energy drink companies, and an Instagram account with 800,000 followers who thought he was living the dream. What those followers did not know was that Nathan had not earned a meaningful income in 7 years. The surf sponsorships had dried up when he hit 35. The lifestyle brand he tried to launch had collapsed after 6 months. The book deal fell through. The podcast never found an audience. Every dollar he spent came from Sophia. The house, the cars, the trips, the designer clothes he wore in his Instagram posts. All of it. Hers. And for 10 years, Sophia had been fine with that. She loved him. She believed in him. She thought he just needed time to find his path. Then, 4 months ago, she found the text messages. It was a Saturday morning. Nathan was still asleep. Sophia was making coffee when his phone, charging on the kitchen counter, lit up with a notification. The name on the screen was Jake, but the message preview was not from Jake. "Last night was perfect. I cannot stop thinking about you. When can I see you again?" Sophia stared at the phone. Her hand, holding the coffee pot, went very still. She picked up his phone. No passcode. He had never bothered with security. She opened the messages. Jake was not Jake. Jake was Amber Martinez, a 28-year-old yoga instructor Nathan had been seeing for 5 months. Sophia read every message, all of them. 5 months of late-night texts, plans to meet at hotels, discussions about when we can finally be together. The most recent message, sent at 2:37 a.m. the night before, said, "I cannot wait until she's gone, and we can have the house to ourselves. You deserve so much better than her." Sophia set the phone down. She did not wake Nathan. She did not scream. She did not cry. She walked to her office, closed the door, and called her lawyer. His name was Marcus Webb, the best family law attorney in California. He had represented 3 of Sophia's friends in their divorces. He was expensive, ruthless, and he never lost. "Marcus," Sophia said when he answered, "I need you to pull every document related to my marriage. The prenup, the property deeds, the LLC incorporation papers. And I need to know exactly what Nathan is entitled to and exactly what he is not." "Sophia, what is going on?" "He is having an affair, and I'm going to make sure he regrets it." Marcus was silent for a moment. Then he said, "Give me 2 hours." 2 hours later, Marcus called back. "Sophia, you are in a very, very strong position. Do you want the good news or the better news?" "Start with the good. The prenup is ironclad. You signed it before the marriage when you had $12 million in assets. He had $80,000 and a used Land Rover. The prenup states that in the event of a divorce, each party retains what they brought into the marriage, plus any assets acquired in their name only during the marriage. And the better news? The beach house. You bought it in the name of Reeves Property Holdings, LLC, remember? Might I set that up for you as asset protection when you were worried about lawsuits from your portfolio companies? Nathan is not a member of the LLC. He is not on the deed. He is not on the title. Legally, Sophia, he is a guest in your house." Sophia closed her eyes. She remembered now. Marcus had insisted on the LLC. "If someone sues you, they cannot touch the house," he had said. "It is owned by a separate legal entity." Nathan had been there when they signed the papers. He had seen the LLC name on the documents, but he had not read them. He had just assumed it was some tax thing and gone surfing. "What about the cars?" Sophia asked. "The Tesla and the Range Rover are both titled under the LLC. Again, he has no legal claim. The bank accounts? You have a joint checking account with $15,000 in it. That is community property. Or everything else, your investment accounts, your business accounts, your savings, all separate. All yours." Sophia felt a cold, calculating calm settle over her. "Marcus, I am going to London next week for a deal. 2 days. I want Nathan to think I'm gone. I want to see what he does when he thinks he is alone. Sophia, what are you planning?" "I am planning to give him enough rope to hang himself, and then I am going to take everything." The week before the London trip, Sophia was the perfect wife. She was attentive, affectionate, interested in Nathan's day. She asked about his upcoming brand partnership meeting, his new workout routine, his plans for the weekend. Nathan, in turn, was distracted. He was texting constantly, his phone always face down on the table. He said he was working on a new project, on a collaboration with a wellness brand. Sophia knew he was texting Amber. She had installed monitoring software on his phone 3 weeks earlier. She read every message in real time. The plan was simple. Nathan would tell Amber that Sophia was going to London. He would invite Amber to the beach house. They would spend 2 days together, living the life they thought they deserved. And Sophia would watch every second of it. On the morning of her flight, Nathan drove Sophia to LAX in the Tesla. He kissed her goodbye at the departures curb. "Close the deal, babe," he said, flashing his perfect surfer smile. "Make us rich." Make us rich, as if he had anything to do with it. Sophia smiled back. "I will. Take care of the house while I am gone." "You know I will." The moment his car pulled away, Sophia walked back through the terminal. I exited through arrivals, and got into a black sedan driven by Marcus's private investigator, a former FBI agent named Derek. "He just texted her," Derek said, showing Sophia his tablet. Derek had cloned Nathan's phone. They could see everything. He said, "She just got on the plane. Come over tonight. Bring a bag. You are staying the whole weekend." Sophia read Amber's response. "Finally. I cannot wait to see our house." Our house. Sophia felt her jaw tighten. "Take me to the hotel," she said. From her suite at Shutters, Sophia had a perfect view. Derek had set up the laptop, connecting it to the security system's administrator access. Nathan did not even know there was an administrator level. He thought the alarm code was all you needed. At 7:43 p.m., Nathan's Range Rover pulled into the driveway. He was not alone. So Amber Martinez stepped out of the passenger side. She was wearing white linen pants and a crop top, her dark hair in a high ponytail. She looked up at the house with an expression Sophia recognized immediately. Awe, hunger, entitlement. "Oh my God, Nathan!" Amber's voice came through the driveway microphone, clear as a phone call. "It is even more beautiful in person." "Wait until you see the inside," Nathan said, taking her hand. "This is just the beginning, babe. Once the divorce is final, this place is ours. All of it." Sophia watched him unlock the front door. He punched in the alarm code, disarming what he thought was the full system. But he had only disarmed the guest partition. The administrator partition, Sophia's partition, was still running, recording everything. "Marcus, are you watching?" Sophia said into her phone. "Simo, I'm recording." Marcus's voice came through her Bluetooth earpiece. "Every frame, every word. This is admissible in California. He's building your case for you." Amber walked into the grand living room, spinning in a circle. The space was massive. 30-foot ceilings, white oak floors, floor-to-ceiling glass overlooking the ocean. Sophia had designed every detail herself, working with an architect for 8 months. "I cannot believe this is real," Amber breathed. "And it is going to be ours?" "It is already ours," Nathan said, pulling her close. "She is just too busy with her spreadsheets to notice." Sophia's hand clenched around her water glass. Nathan walked to the kitchen, opened the Sub-Zero wine fridge, and pulled out a bottle of Opus 1. A $400 bottle Sophia had been saving for their 10th anniversary next month. "To us," Nathan said, pouring 2 glasses. "To the life we deserve." They clinked glasses. Sophia watched Amber take a sip, her eyes closing in exaggerated pleasure. "This is incredible," Amber said. "What is it?" "Some expensive wine Sophia hoards. She has a whole collection, probably worth 50 grand. We will sell it when the house is ours. Get something we actually like." "Sell her wine collection." Sophia made a note. "Add that to the list." "Show me everything," Amber said, setting her glass down. "I want to see the whole house. I want to see where we are going to live." Nathan took her hand. Sophia watched them walk through her home, the home she had bought with money she earned, the home Nathan had contributed exactly $0 toward. They went upstairs to the master suite. Sophia had installed 3 cameras in that room alone. She watched Nathan open the double doors, revealing the bedroom with its king-size bed facing the ocean. "This is ours?" Amber asked. "This is ours," Nathan confirmed. Amber walked to Sophia's closet. It was a walk-in, 15 feet by 20 feet, with custom-built shelving and lighting. Sophia's clothes were organized by type and color. Her shoes, over 100 pairs, were displayed on glass shelves. Her jewelry was in a locked drawer with biometric access. "Oh my God," Amber said, running her hand along a row of silk blouses. "She has so many clothes. Most of this is so boring, though. All black and gray. No color." "She dresses like a CEO," Nathan said, shrugging. "You will bring some life to this place." Amber pulled out a dress. It was a black Valentino gown Sophia had worn to a charity gala. It had cost $8,000. "This is pretty," Amber said. "Can I try it on?" "Go ahead," Nathan said, leaning against the doorframe. "It is going to be yours anyway." Sophia watched Amber strip off her crop top and linen pants and slip into the Valentino. It was too long, pooling at her feet, too loose in the shoulders. "It does not fit right," Amber said, frowning at herself in the mirror. "You look better in it than she ever did," Nathan said. Sophia took a screenshot, added it to the evidence folder. Over the next hour, Sophia watched them tour the house. Nathan showed Amber the home gym, the media room, the guest suites. He talked about his plans to renovate, to make it more us. "She has no taste," Nathan said, gesturing at Sophia's carefully curated art collection. I want to get rid of all this modern stuff and bring in some color, some life." They made dinner in the kitchen. Nathan grilled steaks on the outdoor Viking range. They ate on the deck, watching the sunset, drinking more of Sophia's wine. "When are you going to tell her?" Amber asked. "After she closes this London deal," Nathan said. "She has been working on it for 6 months. Once it is done, once the bonus hits, I will tell her I want a divorce. I will take half of everything. The house, the cars, the bank accounts. We will be set for life, babe. We will never have to work again." Sophia's lawyer, Marcus, spoke in her earpiece. "He just confessed to planning financial fraud on camera. This is a gift, Sophia. An absolute gift." After dinner, they went back inside. Nathan put on music, some generic pop playlist. They danced in the living room, laughing, kissing. Then Amber said the thing that pushed Sophia past cold calculation into pure fury. "I'm going to take a bath," Amber said, "in that massive tub. I've been dreaming about it." The bathtub. Sophia's bathtub. It was a custom Italian soaking tub carved from a single piece of Carrara marble. It had cost $40,000 and taken 8 months to ship from Italy. Sophia had designed the entire master bathroom around it. Sophia watched Amber fill the tub, pour in Sophia's La Mer bath oil, a $200 bottle, and sink into the water. "This is heaven," Amber sighed. Nathan sat on the edge of the tub, running his hand through her hair. "Get used to it, babe. This is our life now." Sophia stood up from her hotel desk. "Marcus, I'm going home." "Sophia, wait. We have enough. We have everything we need." "I am going home," Sophia repeated, "and I am throwing them out tonight." "Are you sure?" "I have never been more sure of anything in my life." The drive from Santa Monica to Malibu was 23 minutes in light traffic. Sophia drove the Audi she kept at Marcus's office for situations exactly like this. A car Nathan did not know existed. She called Derek, the investigator. "I need you to meet me at the house. Bring the documents Marcus prepared, and bring someone from the security company. I want Nathan locked out of every system the second he leaves." "On it," Derek said. She called Marcus. "File the divorce papers tonight. I want them on the record before midnight. Consider it done." She pulled into the service road half a mile from her house and cut the engine. She could see her home glowing in the darkness, every light on, her electricity bill climbing while Nathan and his mistress played house. She walked up the stone path, her heels clicking softly. She did not go to the front door. She went to a side entrance hidden behind a row of olive trees, a door only she knew about. She used her biometric thumbprint on a scanner Nathan had never seen. The door opened silently. She stepped into her own home as an intruder in the dark. She could hear them. They had moved back to the living room. Music was playing, something loud and bass-heavy that made her $15,000 speakers vibrate. Sophia walked through the shadows until she could see them. Nathan and Amber were on the couch, the one Sophia had custom-ordered from a furniture designer in Milan. They were kissing, Amber in Sophia's bathrobe, on Nathan shirtless. "When do we tell people?" Amber asked. After the divorce, Nathan said. After I get my half, then we go public. We will be the new power couple. You will blow up on Instagram. We will get brand deals together. This is just the beginning. Sophia stepped into the light. Actually, she said, her voice cutting through the music like a blade, this is the end. Nathan froze. His face went from flushed to white in an instant. Amber shrieked, clutching the bathrobe closed. Sophia! Nathan stammered, stumbling to his feet. What are you doing here? You were supposed to be in London. Clearly I am not, Sophia said. She pulled her phone from her pocket and tapped a button. The music cut off. Every light in the house blazed to full brightness. The automated shades retracted, them exposing them to the dark Pacific beyond the glass. A calm, digitized voice, Sophia's own voice, filled every room. Security alert. Unauthorized guests detected. Master lockdown engaged. What is happening? Amber cried, looking around wildly. What is happening? Sophia said, walking slowly into the living room. Is that you are in my house without my permission. What is happening is that you are trespassing. Trespassing? Nathan barked out a nervous laugh. Sophia, this is my house too. This is our house. You cannot just... Stop, Sophia said, holding up one hand. Nathan, I am going to explain something to you. Something you should have paid attention to 10 years ago when we bought this property. She walked to the center of the room, standing in the exact spot where Amber and Nathan had been dancing hours earlier. This house, Sophia said, gesturing broadly. This property, this land, every single thing in it, is not owned by Sophia Reeves. It is owned by Reeves Property Holdings, LLC, a limited liability corporation. Nathan stared at her. What are you talking about? The LLC, Sophia said slowly, as if speaking to a child, is a separate legal entity. I am the sole member. I am the only person with ownership rights. You, Nathan, are not a member. You are not on the deed. You are not on the title. You have no legal claim to this property whatsoever. The color drained entirely from Nathan's face. That is impossible, he whispered. We have been married for 10 years. Community property. California law. I am entitled to half. You are entitled, Sophia said, to half of what we acquired together during the marriage. But this house was never acquired by us. It was acquired by my company, a company you are not part of. She pulled her phone out again and tapped the screen. Marcus's voice filled the room through the speakers. Good evening, Nathan. This is Marcus Webb, Sophia's attorney. As of 9:47 p.m. Pacific Time, dissolution of marriage papers have been filed with the Los Angeles County Superior Court. You are hereby formally notified that your marriage to Sophia Reeves is being terminated. Nathan looked like he had been struck. You are divorcing me? Of course I am divorcing you, Sophia said. Did you think I was going to let you steal from me? Steal? Nathan's voice rose. I am not stealing. I am taking what is mine, half. I am owed half. Let me tell you what you are owed, Sophia said, her voice cold. You are owed exactly what the prenuptial agreement says you are owed. Do you remember the prenup, Nathan? The one you signed without reading because you were too eager to marry a woman with money? Nathan said nothing. The prenup, Sophia continued, states that in the event of a divorce, each party retains what they brought into the marriage, plus any assets acquired solely in their name. You brought $80,000 and a used Land Rover. I brought $12 million. This house, this property, the cars in the garage, they were all purchased by my LLC. They are mine. But I live here, Nathan stammered. I have for 10 years. You have been my guest for 10 years, Sophia corrected. And now, you are an uninvited guest, which makes you a trespasser. Amber finally found her voice. Nathan, what is she talking about? You said this was yours. And you said we were going to live here. Nathan started. He lied to you, Sophia said, looking at Amber for the first time. He lied because he is a liar. He told you I was cold, that I was too focused on work, that he deserved better. He told you this house was his. He told you he was going to take half my money in the divorce. None of it is true. Amber stared at Nathan. You said you were rich. I am, Nathan said desperately. I mean, we are. The prenup is old. Things have changed. I have rights. You have rights to nothing, Sophia said. She tapped her phone again. The front door, which had been locked, opened. 2 men entered. They were not police. They were private security, tall and imposing in dark suits. Ms. Reeves, the lead officer said with a nod. Please escort Mr. Reeves and Mrs. Martinez from the property, Sophia said. You cannot do this, Nathan shouted, backing away. You cannot just throw me out. I live here. My things are here. Your things, Sophia said, are being packed as we speak. They will be delivered to whatever address you provide. But you will not be staying here another minute. Sophia, please, Nathan said, and now his voice was breaking. Please. We can talk about this. We can work this out. It was a mistake. I will end it. I will do whatever you want. Just please do not do this. Sophia looked at him, at the man she had loved for 10 years, at the man she had supported, believed in, built a life with, at the man who had betrayed her and tried to steal from her. She felt nothing. You should have thought about that, she said, before you brought her into my house, before you drank my wine, before you put her in my bathrobe and told her you were going to take half of everything I built. She looked at the security officers. Remove them. The officers moved forward. Nathan tried to argue, but they were professionals. Within 2 minutes, Nathan and Amber were outside, standing on the driveway in the cool night air. Amber was still in Sophia's bathrobe. Nathan was shirtless. The front door closed behind them with a heavy, final sound. Sophia stood in her living room, the house suddenly quiet. She looked at the couch where they had been sitting, the wine glasses on the coffee table, the mess they had made of her home. She called the cleaning service she used for her office. I need a team tonight, she said. Everything sanitized. I want the sheets, the towels, the bathrobe incinerated. I want every surface they touched cleaned. We will be there in 30 minutes, Miss Reeves. Sophia walked to her bedroom, locked the door, and for the first time in 4 months, she cried. Not because she was sad, but because she was finally free. The next morning, Sophia sat in Marcus's office. He slid a thick folder across the desk. The divorce will be simple, Marcus said. The prenup is ironclad. He gets what he brought in. You get everything else. He cannot contest it. I have already had 3 firms turn down his case because they know he cannot win. What about the house? He has no claim. The LLC protects you completely. He could argue for half the $15,000 in the joint checking account, but that is it. And the cars? Both titled under the LLC, yours. Sophia nodded. What if he tries to claim he contributed to the household, that he deserves compensation for being a homemaker? Marcus smiled. You have 10 years of financial records showing he contributed nothing. You paid for everything. The mortgage, the utilities, the groceries, his clothes, his surf trips. Everything. He was a dependent, not a partner. Sophia felt the last piece of tension release from her shoulders. So it is over. The divorce will be final in 6 months, but yes, it is over. He lost before he even started. Sophia stood up. Thank you, Marcus. Sophia, wait. There is one more thing. What? Derek, my investigator, found something else while he was monitoring Nathan's phone. Something you need to know. Sophia sat back down. What did he find? Nathan was not just having an affair. He was planning to steal from you. He set up a meeting with one of your competitors' partners, a firm called Apex Capital. He was trying to sell them information about your fund's upcoming deals. Sophia went very still. Corporate espionage. Yes. Derek has the text messages. Nathan was asking for $500,000 in exchange for your client list and your investment strategy documents. He was going to send them everything he could access from your home office. Sophia's home office, where she sometimes worked late into the night, her laptop open, her files accessible. Nathan had seen her passwords. He had watched her work. Did he send anything? Sophia asked, her voice deadly quiet. He did not get the chance. He was still negotiating the price, but the intent is clear. This is a crime, Sophia. Wire fraud, theft of trade secrets. We could go to the FBI. Sophia stood up again. She walked to the window, looking out at Century City below. Her mind was working, calculating the angles. Do it, she said. Give everything to the FBI. I want him prosecuted. Sophia, are you sure? This will destroy him. He tried to destroy me, Sophia said, turning to face Marcus. He tried to steal my work, my clients, my reputation, everything I built. He deserves everything that is coming to him. 6 months later, Sophia stood on the deck of her Malibu house, watching the sunset. The divorce was final. Nathan had gotten exactly what he deserved. Nothing. But the story did not end with the divorce. It ended with something much darker. To understand what happened next, you need to understand what Sophia discovered in the weeks after she threw Nathan out. On what Marcus's investigator found when he dug deeper into Nathan's phone records and bank accounts. Because Nathan was not just cheating on Sophia, he was stealing from her. You have seen Nathan lose the house. You have seen him humiliated. You have seen Amber abandon him. But that was just the divorce. That was just the personal betrayal. What Sophia discovered 3 weeks later was that Nathan had been planning something far worse. Something that went beyond adultery into actual crime. He was not just trying to take half her money, he was trying to destroy her entire company. And he almost succeeded. If you are still watching, you need to see how this ends. Because Nathan did not just lose a house, he lost his freedom. Hit that subscribe button, because the punishment that is coming is something he never saw coming. 3 weeks after Nathan was removed from the house, Derek called Sophia at her office. Ms. Reeves, I need to show you something. Can you come to Marcus's office right away? What is it? It is better if I show you in person. 30 minutes later, Sophia sat in Marcus's conference room. Derek had his laptop open, showing a spreadsheet of phone records and bank transactions. When I was monitoring Nathan's phone, Derek said, I noticed something odd. He was having regular calls with someone named David Chen, 3 times a week, every week, for the past 4 months. Who is David Chen? Sophia asked. He is the senior partner at Apex Capital. Sophia went cold. Apex Capital was her biggest competitor. They had been trying to poach her clients for years. Why was Nathan talking to David Chen? Derek pulled up a series of text messages. Read these, Sophia read. Her hands started shaking. The messages were clear. Nathan had been offering to sell Sophia's client list, her investment strategies, her upcoming deals, everything he could access from her home office computer. How much was he asking for? Sophia's voice was barely a whisper. $500,000, Derek said, and he was negotiating. The last message, sent 2 days before you came home from the fake London trip, shows they agreed on $750,000. Did he send them anything? He sent sample documents, 3 client profiles, your Q3 investment thesis, the preliminary term, sheet for your Miami deal. Sophia felt like she had been punched. The Miami deal was her biggest acquisition of the year. If Apex Capital knew her strategy, they could undercut her offer. She could lose the deal, lose millions. When was he supposed to deliver the full package? This week, Derek said. He was waiting for you to come back from London. He was going to copy everything from your home server while you were distracted with the merger. Sophia looked at Marcus. This is a crime. Yes, Marcus said. Wire fraud, theft of trade secrets. If we take this to the FBI, Nathan will not just lose the divorce, he will go to prison. Sophia stood up. She walked to the window, looking out at the city where she had built her company from nothing, where she had worked 16-hour days for years, where she had earned every dollar, every client, every success, and Nathan had tried to sell it for $750,000. Call the FBI, Sophia said. I want to file a complaint today. The FBI took the case seriously. Corporate espionage involving a private equity firm was exactly the kind of high-profile case they loved. The agent assigned to Sophia's case was a woman named Rachel Kim, a 15-year veteran of the Economic Crimes Division. Ms. Reeves, Agent Kim said at their first meeting, what your husband attempted is a federal crime. But we need to prove intent, and we need to prove he actually transmitted the information. He sent sample documents, Derek said, showing Agent Kim his laptop. 3 client profiles, the investment thesis, the term sheet, all proprietary information. Agent Kim reviewed the evidence. This is good. Very good. But we need more. We need to show he knew this was wrong and he did it anyway. He knew, Sophia said. He signed a confidentiality agreement when we got married. I required it because I sometimes worked from home. He agreed never to share information about my business. Do you still have that agreement? Sophia pulled a document from her bag. She had brought everything. Signed and notarized, 10 years ago. Agent Kim smiled. Ms. Reeves, we are going to build a case that will send your ex-husband to federal prison. Are you prepared for that? He tried to destroy my company, Sophia said. He tried to steal from my clients, from my investors, from the employees who depend on me. Yes, Agent Kim, I am prepared. The investigation took 4 months. The FBI subpoenaed Nathan's bank records, his phone records, his emails. They subpoenaed Apex Capital's records. They interviewed David Chen, who immediately tried to cut a deal, or throwing Nathan under the bus. He came to us, David Chen told the FBI. We did not solicit him. He approached us with an offer. We were curious. Curious enough to pay him $750,000? We had not paid yet. We were verifying the information he sent. So you admit you received stolen proprietary documents from Nathan Reeves? David Chen's lawyer stopped the interview. Within a week, Apex Capital was under investigation too. Their compliance department threw David Chen to the wolves, suspending him and cooperating fully with the FBI to avoid corporate charges. Nathan, meanwhile, had no idea any of this was happening. He was living in a small studio apartment in Sherman Oaks, surviving on what was left of his savings. The joint checking account Sophia had agreed to split, $7,500 each, was almost gone, and he was trying to find work as a personal trainer, but no one wanted to hire a 42-year-old former surfer with no certifications. Amber had left him the night Sophia threw them out. She had called him from an Uber, screaming. You lied to me. You said you were rich. You said we were going to have a life together. You are nothing. Nathan had tried to explain, to apologize, but she had blocked his number. He spent his days scrolling Instagram, looking at photos of the life he used to have. The beach house, the cars, the trips. He posted old photos sometimes, pretending he still had access to that world. His followers did not know he was living in a 400-square-foot studio with paper-thin walls and a broken air conditioner. The arrest came on a Tuesday morning. Nathan was eating cereal straight from the box, or watching TV in his boxer shorts, when the door exploded inward. 6 FBI agents, weapons drawn, shouting commands. Nathan Reeves, FBI! Hands where we can see them! Nathan dropped the cereal box. His hands shot up. What is this? What is happening? Nathan Reeves, you are under arrest for wire fraud and theft of trade secrets. You have the right to remain silent. They cuffed him. They read him his rights. They led him out of his apartment in his boxer shorts, barefoot, past his neighbors, who stared and filmed with their phones. The mugshot was brutal. Nathan looked gaunt, hollow. He had lost 30 pounds. His hair was greasy. He had not shaved in days. He looked like a man who had already given up. The indictment listed 5 felony counts: wire fraud, theft of trade secrets, conspiracy to commit economic espionage. Each count carried a maximum sentence of 10 years. Nathan's public defender, an overworked woman named Lisa Park, tried to negotiate a plea deal, but the prosecutors were not interested in leniency. Your client tried to steal from one of the most successful women in California, the prosecutor said. He betrayed his wife, he stole her proprietary information, and he tried to sell it to her competitor. The FBI wants to make an example of him. We are pushing for the maximum. 20 years. Nathan sat in county jail, unable to make bail. Sophia had frozen the joint checking account as part of the divorce settlement, citing potential restitution claims. He had no money, no friends, no one who would post bail for him. His trial was set for 8 months later. Sophia did not attend. She did not need to. The evidence was overwhelming. The text messages, the bank transfer agreements, the stolen documents, Nathan's own signed confidentiality agreement. The jury deliberated for 4 hours. They found him guilty on all 5 counts. The judge, a no-nonsense woman named Patricia Hendricks, looked at Nathan with open disgust. "Mr. Reeves," Judge Hendricks said, "you had every advantage. You were married to a brilliant, successful woman. You lived in a beautiful home. You had every opportunity to build something of your own. Instead, you chose to betray her, to steal from her, and to attempt to destroy what she built. You are a parasite, Mr. Reeves, and parasites must be removed." She sentenced him to 12 years in federal prison. Nathan collapsed. His lawyer caught him. He was crying, sobbing, begging for mercy. The judge was unmoved. "Bailiff, ought to remove the defendant." Sophia heard about the sentencing from Marcus. She was in her office, reviewing term sheets for a new deal. She set down her pen and looked out at the city. 12 years, she said. "Yes," Marcus said. "He will be eligible for parole in 8. But even then, he will be a convicted felon. He will never work in finance again. He will probably never work anywhere that requires a background check." And Apex Capital. David Chen is cooperating. He's getting a reduced sentence, 3 years. Apex Capital paid a $10 million fine to the SEC. They are not competing with you anymore. They are too busy rebuilding their compliance department. Sophia nodded. She felt nothing. No joy, no satisfaction, just completion. "It is over," she said. "It is over," Marcus confirmed. 1 year after the arrest, Sophia stood on the deck of her Malibu house. She had remodeled the master suite, replacing everything Nathan and Amber had touched. New bed, new bathtub, new everything. The house felt like hers again. She had just closed the biggest deal of her career, a $5 billion fund, the largest in Meridian Capital's history. She was officially one of the most powerful people in private equity. She had also started a foundation, the Reeves Foundation for Women in Finance. It provided mentorship and funding for women trying to break into the male-dominated world of venture capital and private equity. She was not the same woman who had discovered those text messages a year ago. She was harder, sharper, but also more certain of who she was and what she was capable of. Her phone rang. It was her best friend, Nicole. Are you watching the news?" Nicole asked. "No, why?" "They are doing a segment on Nathan. He is in prison. They interviewed him. Sophia felt her stomach tighten. What did he say? Just turn it on. Channel 7. Sophia went inside and turned on the TV. There was Nathan in an orange jumpsuit, sitting across from a reporter. He looked terrible. Aged. Broken. "Do you regret what you did?" the reporter asked. "Every day," Nathan said, his voice cracking. "Every single day. I had everything. I had a wife who loved me. I had a home. I had a life. And I threw it away because I was selfish and stupid and greedy. What would you say to Sophia if you could?" Nathan looked directly at the camera. Sophia felt like he was looking at her. "I'm sorry," he said. "I know that does not fix anything. I know I destroyed everything. But I am sorry. I hope she is happy. I hope she built the life she deserves. Because she deserves everything. And I deserve this." The segment ended. Sophia turned off the TV. She stood there for a moment, processing. Then she walked back out to the deck. The sun was setting, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink. The ocean was calm, reflecting the colors like a mirror. She thought about Nathan's words, his apology, his regret. And she realized she did not care. She had moved on. She had built something bigger than him, bigger than the betrayal, bigger than the pain. She was free. Her phone buzzed. It was a text from her business partner. "The Wall Street Journal wants to interview you about the fund. They are calling you the most powerful woman in PE. What should I tell them?" Sophia smiled. She typed back, "Tell them yes." She looked back at the ocean. The house was hers. The company was hers. The future was hers. And Nathan, wherever he was finally where he belonged. Far, far away from her. This is what happens when you mistake generosity for weakness. Nathan thought Sophia's success was his success. He thought the house she bought was his house. He thought the life she built was his life. He forgot that she was the one who built it. The ultimate lesson is not about revenge. It is about knowing your worth and protecting what you have created. Sophia did not just survive betrayal. She planned for it. She documented it. And when the time came, she executed perfectly. But here is the real lesson. Nathan did not just lose because he cheated. He lost because he was greedy. If he had just walked away, on and taken his settlement, started over, he would be free. But he tried to destroy her. He tried to steal from her company. And that decision, that moment of greed, cost him everything. He did not just lose the house. He lost 12 years of his life. He lost his freedom. He lost any chance of rebuilding. Meanwhile, Sophia, she closed a $5 billion fund. She started a foundation. She became the most powerful woman in her industry. The woman he tried to destroy became unstoppable. And the man who thought he was smarter, more charming, more deserving, he is eating prison food in a federal penitentiary. If this story spoke to you, hit that like button and subscribe. Share it with someone who needs to remember that their success belongs to them, not to the people who try to take credit for it. Drop a comment telling us what you think. Would you have done the same thing? Or would you have handled it differently? Remember, in life, you do not get what you deserve. You get what you negotiate. And Sophia negotiated from a position of absolute power. Some people learn this lesson the easy way. Nathan learned it the hard way, with 12 years to think about it. Thanks for watching.